I bought this ghetto F1 car 6 months ago, and it's been nothing but problems.
I have 0 brakes.
Car's on fire. Oh.
It doesn't work at all.
So it's time for the Hayabusa swap. More power, less weight, higher rev limit. This thing's gonna be awesome. Let's get it into the shop. After the fire at the track, we swapped in a completely brand new Ford Focus engine and wiring harness. Got it to fire up, but the connection with the transmission just wasn't right. We could never get it to drive, so we thought it would be easier to just motor swap it. The majority of you guys had commented to do a Hayabusa, so that's what we did. This is my 2007 Suzuki Hayabusa. It's a 1300cc, making 175 horsepower. The Ford Focus was only 130, so this will be a huge upgrade, and sequential shifter is gonna be awesome. First step is gonna be tearing down this motorcycle. We gotta get the engine out, the wiring harness, the ECU, and that's basically all we're gonna be able to use from the bike. Maybe the chain and the chain ring. We are going to be doing a chain drive differential, and it should rip.
We probably are going to have to cut the frame up in this a little bit to make it wider.
Oh, it is way bigger than the Ford Focus, huh?
It's a little wider.
Yeah.
But I think that will be easier than trying to make that clutch work by far. So I think we're still on the right track.
All right. Doing a full second engine swap is going to be easier than figuring out the Ford Focus to VW transmission weird adapter thing. So here we go. It'll be more fun in the long run anyway. The Hayabusa was in a crash and then was last registered in 2014, so it may have been abandoned for the last 10 years. I did get it to fire up once, but the gas tank was really rusty, so we didn't want to run it too much and get some rust into the engine and blow that up. Hopefully we take it all apart, we label everything, so when we throw it in the car, it'll still run. 2016, whatever. Is that a toolkit?
Yeah, the factory toolkit still.
Cool. I don't know is that a sought after thing? You got Hayabusa guys in the comments. Let us know if this is something that...
Honestly, it's got a lot in here.
All right, a big moment. Will the gauge cluster fit in our F1 car so we can have a speedometer? Oh yeah, that'll fit. That'll be cool. The chain didn't have a master link, so that's how you gotta do it. We're dangerously close to being able to drop this motor. I think it's just unbolt the engine. So pulling the engine is a little bit tricky. It has to come out from the bottom, but we don't really have a transmission jack to support it as it comes down. We can't support it from above with a normal engine hoist because there's nothing to hook onto. So our idea is to lay it on its side and undo the bolts and pull it out sideways. Motorcycle mechanics probably aren't happy right now.
Slowly lean her over. Looks so wrong.
We didn't drain all the oil. That's okay. Got it. All right, final 2 bolts holding the engine on. So in theory, the engine is free to come out and somehow we get to pull it out of here.
It definitely still feels attached somewhere.
Yep. Engine is basically free. There's just the one more thing.
We're wedged.
The tire. Hey. We've got a Hayabusa engine, boys. It just occurred to me that the V6 engines in the real F1 cars are 1.6 liters, and this is a 1.3. So we're basically gonna have a real F1 car when this is done. That's how that works, right?
We're just 0.3 liters away.
Yeah. It wasn't the most elegant way to do that, but it did work. Our engine is ready to go in, but the car is not ready to accept the new engine. We have to pull out our brand new Focus engine that runs beautifully, but won't drive. So sad this all has to come out. It looks so dialed. We got it really dialed in. I'm happy to get rid of the jankiness that was the VW transmission to Ford adapter thing. We did literally 0 measurements up to this point, and just by looking, pretty obvious that the Hayabusa is a lot wider than the Ford. We might have to do some cutting. So obviously the Ford runs, is that longitudinal or latitudinal? I don't know. It runs this way. The Hayabusa will run this way. So there's a lot of bars that are gonna need to get cut. That's what we're good at here though, is just cutting up stuff and making it fit. We made the Temu engine fit in a Yamaha dirt bike, same exact way. We cut up the entire frame and it worked. It's a little scarier because it's probably gonna go 150 miles an hour.
More worried about other things going on here than the engine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like the shocks that don't do any shocking.
Yeah, there's a few things on here that we should probably address.
Making this car safe is like third priority at least. We have go fast, sound cool, be safe.
There's a lot of stuff that we should definitely do. Like make a real harness bar.
We can't attach our harness to our gas tank? That's not a good idea?
Yeah, probably not.
What about our front suspension held in by M6 bolts?
You know, that's less concerning, but it's still a concern.
We are going to be doing a chain drive differential and independent rear suspension, so we got a bunch of parts we can unbox to check that out.
Bag says it's made in the US, but the part says China.
China! Gotta get around those tariffs somehow. I don't know. We have some laser cut parts from OSH Cut, and then a bunch of Amazon and eBay parts.
Some fresh wheel hubs.
So we're gonna be following the KJ Racing YouTube video on how to do this, and they use Miata hubs and axles, which is perfect because we have a lot of different wheels and contraptions for the Miata already, so they're gonna bolt right up. A lot of just random piece parts that are gonna have to get welded and bolted together.
Yeah, a lot of parts.
All right, and we got a spline axle. That is a beefcake.
That is. If we break this.
I don't think we're gonna break that.
Nice. About 21 inches, give or take.
That's about 21 inches.
Just about.
We're gonna...
We'll have to do a little bit of cutting. This bar on both sides, I think we'll have to get cut out and replaced in some sense. But we'll be fine for everything. I think it's just this bar that's gonna have to get cut. And we're gonna have to add a lot in anyway to be able to actually mount this thing in. So, because this mounts on top, where every other engine mounts from below, we'll be able to make something work. It'll be solid.
Well, we're draining the water, and I don't think any of it went into our bucket. Instead, it went everywhere else. It is just straight water though, so don't worry. All right, boys, time for lunch. Thankfully, Good Chop sent us a box of their high-quality American meat and seafood. All made in the USA. So we got some steaks, some New York strip, some wild-caught Pacific cod, some scallops, and we got some ground beef and bacon.
This is like absolutely Christmas.
That's the awesome thing with Good Chop. They deliver it straight to your door. You don't need to waste time going to the grocery store.
Yeah, delivered straight to the house.
Unlike a lot of other companies, Good Chop sources all of their meat and seafood right here in the US. By choosing Good Chop, you're supporting local family farms and independent ranchers right here in the US.
Good Chop sources only the good stuff, which is why they offer a 100% back money guarantee if for whatever reason you don't like it.
That's about the best burger I've ever had.
If you guys are ready for the best meat you've ever had in your mouth delivered straight to your door, head on over to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code RADFACTORY50 to get $50 off and free shipping on your first box. That's goodchop.com/YouTube, code RADFACTORY50. Engine hoist coming in, that means it's time to rip out the old piece of junk Ford motor. Engine is out and we have all the room for activities. We're gonna go ahead and clear the rest of the junk away, the coolant lines, wiring harness, exhaust, and then we can start mocking the Hayabusa up.
I'm so interested to see like how fast this is when, I mean, obviously the motorcycle is like way lighter than this. Not that this is really heavy, but I mean, they're so fast as bikes. So I'm so intrigued to see how hard it pushes this because it's so much bigger.
I think it's going to be insanely fast. Faster than is safe to go in this configuration.
Honestly, it's kind of what I want to hear. You know, if I could drive one car here, it would be this car.
All right.
So I'm stoked to see how this works today.
I can give you a spoiler alert right now. It's not going to be driving today.
No.
It will hopefully be running by the end of this video, but that's for you guys. It'll just be 10 minutes from now. For us, it'll be a week or two from now.
That's okay. I'll clear my schedule. I'll call a medic or something to come by.
Luckily, Rad Factory Gav is a firefighter now.
There we
go. We'll just call him.
And the best part about this is I don't think you need the jaws of life.
I never even thought of it like that.
That's ease of use. That's a UX design right there.
I think we could mess something up hard enough that we do.
What year are you going with here? Is this the V10 era? I can't quite tell.
Early 2000s Ferrari, you know, Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari where it's like super loud, SF, whatever it was. I don't know.
We're big F1 guys around here, as you can tell. We gotta line this up, see how much we're gonna have to cut. Probably a lot.
Okay, well, so we're about to hit this bar right here.
Let's see that.
I assume it's the same on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just cut this whole thing out for now.
Just this upper bar for now?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
cool.
place the engine based on that.
I think the engine height will be pretty solid once we cut that out.
Yeah.
And I assume there's no way to mount it like transverse.
No, because we need the chain
Sure.
to come straight back.
That makes sense.
And so we do need this thing to be as straight
As
as
possible.
Or because if that chain line isn't perfect, then you're going to be slinging chains all the time.
We have our position kind of where we think we want it. Now we'll just chop out these bars of the frame.
Honestly, that's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I like it.
What we might be able to do is make a cage that attaches to the two head studs that also attaches to the frame, so it all comes out as one. That way we don't have to worry about interference of making sure we can get the engine out still.
All right, time for some CAD. We got the cardboard aided design for the motor mounts of our Hayabusa. Basically just cut some flat stock, drill a hole in it, and call it a motor mount.
Yeah, basically.
Keep it simple for these ones. The upper ones are gonna be a little more complicated.
Probably should be measuring some of these, but...
You know how we do it at the Rad Factory? Measure 0 times, cut all the times.
Oh, my second one, and I might have to make a third.
We usually say 5th time's the charm, but maybe it'll be 3 this time.
That should do pretty well.
Harbor Freight makes some okay stuff. This Portaband is not one of those things.
I got a little too greedy with the radius. I
Almost broke it in half.
That sucks.
All right, how's the fitment for the back cut?
Fitment's on the back cut, honestly. For not measuring?
Oh, it looks great.
Look at that. That's ideal. Alright, gotta make another one.
Bands will make her dance. Bands will make her dance. It's a bandsaw. I feel like you say you get it, but you're not laughing.
I just gave it a little chuckle.
We break the bandsaw. Oh no.
Brackets should be ready. We realized we had to cut them into a slot rather than a hole because the bolt that we need to attach to the engine is too long. It'll hit this frame and not come out. So it should be able to just come out with the engine when we need to take it out.
Something like that.
We'll probably have to redo this exhaust so it doesn't run under the frame, but here's our oil pan. We don't want that sitting too much below our frame rails right here. It's about time to get serious. The first motor mounts are about to be tacked on. We'll just make sure the engine is fully level in the right spot, and then it'll be permanent. There you go. Yep, right there, perfect. It looks centered. It just depends what you want to look at to try and center it. Do you center it off the block or the clutch, the transmission? There's a lot of things.
Who knows what's actually square and level and...
On the chassis,
Yeah. I think by eye is going to be our best bet. And I think we're just about there.
Just to be safe, probably a good idea. All right, our first mounts are tacked in, sitting where we want. Now we got to work on the front. What is the plan for the front?
These front mounts, we have 2 mounts up on the head. We're going to make some sort of engine cage, so to speak, going from somewhere in this area, connecting to each of the bolts, and then going to the rear. So it'll add some structure to the chassis, and it'll be more than strong enough to hold the engine in place.
All right, let's get it done. So we got our little motor mounts, it's just a pipe with a washer welded on the end, and then we'll weld some pipe or some tubing around. And Mika's helping. All right, Cam's got a cool way of cleaning up these little end caps. Come out looking dialed. All right, so we have our little knob ends, whatever you want to call it. One on the motor, one on the chassis, bolted through, and then we'll just get a tube right there.
How did it get so short?
Measure 0 times, cut all the time. Second tries the charm.
I'd call that pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
Gonna tack that. Alright, there's one.
This is cool. It's a really good concept of how to be able to get the motor in and out, actually, if we need it to. We can't just weld it in there.
Because that would be great if it wasn't just a permanent part of the car now.
1 down, 3 to go. All right, we have 4 points of contact for our engine. I think that means we can take the lift off and have it be supported on its own for the first time. Oh, there goes the weight. I think we're officially off. It's where it's gonna be. There we go. That's pretty cool looking. I love the individual throttle bodies.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks great. We got the rib nut in the frame, and then we'll just do the same thing, bolt right to there.
Just finished up the engine mounts, just finished painting them and bolting them back in, and these things are way too strong, honestly. But that was kind of on purpose. Since we had to cut out this bar that was right here, we did want to reinforce the chassis just a little bit more. So these are supporting the engine, but they also will be reinforcing the frame just so that there is less of a chance of any taco action going on here. So the last thing I have to do to get this engine fully mounted up is just finish these rear lower brackets, just finish welding them out and clean them up a little bit. So engine will have to come out to do that.
All right, Cam got the motor mounts finished up while I was at work, and they're looking awesome. The motor is solid in there. We're still waiting for some parts for the axle, so we're gonna go ahead and connect everything up and see if we can get this thing to fire up. Had the little kink here to make sure our oil fill is still accessible. All right, we got a bunch of stuff hooked up. Plugging in the battery, and it appears it might have power. We had to bring over all the key and electronic stuff from the bike. Hey, we got power.
There we go.
Check. What does it want us to check? Everything. That's a good first step. I mean, it's a pretty basic step, plugging in the battery, and it has power. But that is a good sign. We have a lot of other connectors, messing with the fuel lines, the water lines, but hopefully pretty soon we'll crank this thing over. We think we have everything hooked up. Final step, of course, put oil in the engine. All right, we got oil, we got power. Oh, we need to figure out the fuel.
Oh, fuel pump.
I don't see any fuel leaks. Let's just try it. No ECU. No, that's kind of on both of us. I literally just set the camera down on top of that, so definitely should have noticed that.
We have ECU.
We have ECU now. Now maybe we'll get some spark.
I wonder what we don't have hooked up that's keeping it from wanting to start.
Fuel pump is possible.
Is it in gear right now? Because if it's
No,
in gear...
I think the blue, that's neutral.
Okay.
So see how it's saying F1? I think that means it wants the fuel pump.
Oh, it just doesn't think a fuel pump is hooked up.
Yeah. So we have the Hayabusa fuel pump just hanging there. And then we have our F1 car fuel pump plugged into a Milwaukee. Hey! We have a Hayabusa F1 car! And I'm like barely cracking it. That's maybe like 2,000 or 3,000 at the most. Woo! Oh my God, you guys, that's so cool. This is so good. Nice work. We still have a long way to go before we can actually drive it, but to just hear it is pretty awesome.
There we go.
Heck yeah. That's so freaking cool.
It already runs way better than that Ford engine ever did, so.
Wow, what an accomplishment. We're gonna end on a high note. Next time we'll get the axle built and take it for a drive. Thank you guys for watching. Stay rad.